What's up, Lantern fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, here with another comic book review. This time it's Green Lantern Vol.2, number 30, the first appearance of Katma Tui. This is a sleeper issue in terms of collectability. It was printed in 1964, and despite being a first appearance, it doesn't have nearly the price tag of some other Green Lantern issues from this time period. Now, the first story in this has a definite Silver Age flavor. It's called The Tunnel Through Time. A race of highly evolved pterodactyls managed to turn back time on a small portion of Earth and attack in hopes of making the pterodactyls from Earth's prehistoric times the dominant species on Earth. Now, Hal Jordan is forced to come up with a very inventive solution to save the day, and that's one of the reasons I keep coming back to Green Lantern. It's the unpredictability of the story resolutions. The second story in this is called Once a Green Lantern, Always a Green Lantern, and as you can see, we are introduced here to Katma Tui. In this story, Hal is called to Oa by the Guardians and directed to the planet Korugar in Sector 1417 to convince the Green Lantern there, who is Sinestro's replacement, to continue being a member of the Corps after this Lantern sent word that they wish to resign from being a Green Lantern. Arriving on Korugar, Hal is shocked to find that the Green Lantern is actually a woman. And you can see here that Gil Kane has become even more comfortable over time drawing this universe, and his art is just beautiful here. Hal, of course, wants to know why she wants to give up being a Green Lantern, so she recounts a past adventure in which she defended Korugar from a giant amoeba, and subsequently she fell in love with a local scientist named Imi Khan. Conveniently, another giant amoeba attacks Korugar. Hal and Katma work in tandem to defeat the creature. Now, afterwards, to decide once and for all which is more important to her, Hal creates a device called an emotion meter to show her whether her primary duty is to Imi Khan or the Green Lantern Corps. And in a very emotional scene, she decides to stay with the Green Lanterns. Later on, we learn that it was actually Hal who created the giant amoeba, and the Guardians approve of this. Ironically, Hal is overjoyed to have the Guardians' blessing, which won't always be the case, of course. Now, this can be viewed as one of the early examples of the Guardians' questionable modus operandi, which will become a major theme in Green Lantern comics down the road. As you can see, the coloring is still very vibrant on the cover. The print is nice and tight. It's not blurry at all. But I think now I'll take this out of the bag and board so we can get a closer look. So here is the bottom of the comic. Overall, again, in really good shape. This corner is slightly rounded, as is this one. But again, I don't see any major surface scratches. Got some ticks along the spine here, but nothing really serious. Now there's a right here at the top, there's a little bit of a crease, and you can see that there, ever so slightly. Here's a look at the back. I love these old advertisements. The top is a little rough, and we've got just a little piece hanging off here. So I'm going to say overall, maybe like a 3.5 or a 4. But even in that condition, I paid so little for this that I'm still very happy to add this to my collection. I should also point out that Katma's origin was reprinted in DC Special Volume 1, number 20, if you'd like to own a printed copy of her origin for just a few dollars. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this vintage comic book review. If so, please like and subscribe. Remember to catch up with me on TikTok, that is The Emerald Enthusiast, and I'll be back to the internet with more Green Lantern related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been The Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.